So March 19th is right around the corner. That's St. Joseph's Day, la festa di San Giuseppe. And in Italy, San Giuseppe is also Father's Day. They do not celebrate Father's Day in June as we do. It's celebrated on St. Joseph's Day. And these delightful little treats are very common to be consumed on San Giuseppe. And they're called le Zeppole di San Giuseppe. They're so much fun to make and just as delightful to consume. I'm going to show you the whole process of how I made them. But before I do that, I'd like to wish all the fathers out there a very happy and blessed Father's Day. Buona festa del papà a tutti. Buon divertimento. Auguri a voi. And now let's have some fun and see how these things are made. So let's get started. For the dough, to make the Zeppole di San Giuseppe, we're going to need 2.5 cups of flour. I use doppio zero flour, double zero. Looks like this. That flour is just really better for baking, also for making pizza and focaccia. Not cheap, but that's why I only use it for certain recipes. So again, 2.5 cups of flour, 2 cups of water, 8 eggs, 1.5 cups of butter, and then a dash of salt. So let's get started with making the dough for the Zeppole. Okay, so we're taking the pan off the heat, and right now what we need to do is start to just spread out the dough. We want the dough to really cool off to, you know, at least room temperature, so that we can begin to incorporate the eggs into the dough mixture. Do not want to start to incorporate the eggs while this is still hot. Otherwise, we're going to have a nice little frittata for us. We do not want to have an omelet. So we're going to allow this to cool off. And then once it's cooled off, we'll start incorporating the eggs. Okay, guys, this is very nicely cooled. And we're going to start incorporating eggs. We're going to do the eggs one at a time until the eggs are very well blended into the dough. I will always put eggs into a little dish before I pour it in, because I want to make sure there's no shells in there. Not nice to eat something and then you bite into a shell. Kind of ruins it for me. There it is, guys. All the eggs have been individually and thoroughly incorporated into the dough. And now we're going to be ready to make our Zeppole. I bake them. Some people choose to fry them. Baking is a little more healthier. And in any case, fried or baked, they are really delicious. So let's get going. And here we are, the Zeppole are ready to be put in the oven. I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes or so, or until they're nice and golden brown. Now it's time to make the pastry cream for the Zeppoles. I have 10 eggs here. About 4 of them is whole eggs, the rest is all egg yolk. 2 cups of sugar, 4 cups of milk. I have about 6 or 7 tablespoons of cornstarch, a whole peel of a lemon, and then I have vanillina. I put vanillina in my pastry cream. This is what it looks like. It's from Italy. It is so, I don't know, the fragrance is just amazing. You can use regular vanilla, you can use a vanilla bean, but I prefer vanillina in mine. It just gives the pastry cream such a I don't know, a little cleaner and fresher scent and taste to it. So anyway, let's get the pastry cream done for the Zeppole. Okay, we're done. So this is now ready to be transferred into a pan. I'm going to put it over medium heat on the stove and just continue to cook it until it forms into a really nice, creamy and dense pastry cream. The pastry cream is done. We're going to fish out the lemon peels and then allow this to cool off thoroughly. Fun fact, I love to lick the pastry cream off the lemon peels once they've cooled off. So I set these aside and then I'll take care of them later. So the lemons have been picked out of the pastry cream, and now I'm going to just set it aside and let it completely cool off before we fill our zeppole. Okay guys, we are in the final stretch of making the Zeppole di San Giuseppe. I have the pastry cream already chilled. It was in the fridge. And then we have the zeppole that have been cooked and cooled off. And in my opinion, the star of the show, the Amarena cherries. You can substitute maraschino cherries if you don't have access to Amarena, but this is what makes the zeppole, the traditional Zeppole di San Giuseppe. It's literally the cherry on top. So let's get going with the final process.